What's going on, guys? I'm about to check out this video. And if I'm not mistaken, it's about Brian Shapiro being nasty, per usual. Let's see what's going down, man. Let's see what's happening. Don't think I could show this person getting thrown.
Apparently shows up to some anti-ICE protest. She's arguing with the people and she gets attacked. Warning, it's a little language and violence, but here we go.
Oh my gosh. This is insane. I'm not sure how much of this I could show.
She like keeps touching me and yeah, I'm here by myself. Stop. Okay. Stop. Leave me alone. Don't touch me. So anyways, you were being extremely aggressive here. And all I'm doing is standing here. All I've been doing is filming this. You don't know what the fuck. You don't know what. No. You don't know what.
This is crazy. This is good. She got to get a security team or something. And maybe she has some people out there. She need more. Like, people have asked me to go out and do like interviews and go to certain protests and get footage. Fam, I don't think I could. Knowing myself, forget the video. Forget the video. Knowing myself. I don't think people are going to be yelling in my face for too long. I don't think that's going to go the best way. But let's keep going.
It's the right's violent. If it's a right-winger that shows up and there's left-wingers protesting, well, the police could do nothing and you could beat the shit out of the right-wingers. No problem. You could assault them. No issues. Always the way how it goes, right? That's how it goes. Now, I saw this last night and was like, classic bullshit. I assume no charges will be pressed, whatever. Now, it turns out the father and the wife there, I think, or at least maybe the father and the daughter have been given misdemeanors. However, I don't believe the wife has been charged. Now, why am I talking to this story in context of Brian Shapiro? I'm still getting over the fact he asked to see my penis, the Penisgate tragedy ongoing. We'll have more to come with that in the coming days. I'm trying to work through it. The reason is syndicated radio host Brian Shapiro, when he's not asking to see people's penises, actually does have a syndicated radio show where at least 50,000 people a day are watching. His guests today on his show were aforementioned husband and wife involved in this assault. Now let's see what Brian and this husband and wife had to say.
Yeah. So you and your wife and your daughter, can you say it's categorically false if anybody says that you guys are violent people?
We are absolutely not violent people. In fact, we tend to shy away from it. In fact, Jolly Ginger, who's a known protester out there, he was on the front lines with me, and he made fun of me the last time he was up here because he said, Chris, until you're up there in front yelling at the cops with the intent to possibly get arrested, you're not really a protester. So he was joking with me because he knows I'm always the guy in the back. I tend to stay away from anything. In fact, that day, you'll see I was...
Oh, snap. FB. Thank you. That's the game that they were playing? All right, let me save that. Thank you.
Not even up in the front at all during this whole event. I just stayed back and kind of watched what was going on and tried to hear.
Thank you, Katarina.
Which was really hard to hear stuff because of the whistles and all the noise. Right. But of course, I was in the back.
Now, watch how our boy Brian here, right? This is something I see happen all the time. When someone's floundering or they're not making a good case, I see this a lot in debates where they're like, I've seen, for example, when I would do debates with left-wing hosts, or the best example of this, remember the last time I was talking to Pisco and then Wick called in and was being a tough guy? Because I was commenting to Pisco about how Wick was telling people to intentionally break the law to obstruct ICE. And you remember what Pisco would do? Like, Wick would sound like an asshole, and Pisco would be like, well, Wick, I think what you're trying to say is, I find it disgusting, and I hope that you change your tack and tell your audience that that's an absurd thing and that you apologize for suggesting it.
Wick, before you answer, I just want to...
You know what I mean? Try to help him dig himself out of that hole? Well, that's exactly what we're going to see Brian here do. Brian's going to, here.
Same, Katerina. Like, I've definitely stepped back from politics. I've never really been super into politics in general. But I guess I covered a lot of stuff that was political. But then, most I would say I more roasted people who covered politics, which I'm about to start doing more. A lot of people have been asking for me to roast Amazing Lucas again. I think I shall. I think I definitely shall.
He's just listening to their story. He's not putting their thumb on the scale, right? Here we go.
I want to make sure I categorize everything correctly. So based on what your attorney said, based on the videos that I've seen, you are a father who's never been arrested for a crime in his life. You guys are making the claim that Savanah made physical contact first with your daughter. That's when your wife got involved. And then there was a little bit of a, for lack of a better term, mini scuffle there. And then at that moment, when you pushed her in the back, you did that out of fear because you were protecting your family. And you are saying that your daughter and your wife were assaulted. Is that a fair characterization of your story of what took place?
I believe that's a fair characterization.
Nah, Dusty Lucas is still out here being nasty. I just haven't covered him. I just haven't, I guess, looked at him, his channel, or checked him out. But I keep getting like messages and videos of like, yo, look at this. I'm like, you know what? I wanted to take a break. Now I think we should roast him again. I think we shall. Right? Because I don't think there's no one else calling him out either. Yeah, let's get back on that. Let's roast Lucas again.
I mean, you said it, and I that's what I believe, and I just wanted her to leave. That's all I wanted. I just wanted her to leave so that this whole thing would stop.
So Brian's just like, what your lawyer's telling you
Facts, Katerina. They're weirdos.
To say, the story your lawyer said is this, right? And he's like, I believe that's it. You believe you shoved a woman in the back to protect your daughter? I was just a family man protecting my daughter. And Brian jumps right in there to toe the line, right? Now let's look at some more footage. New footage proves Savanah Hernandez's assault was a planned attack. This video captures the dad telling his daughter, blow the whistle right in her fucking ear. Another woman is heard warning him, your daughter's about to throw hands, to which he replies, yeah, I told her to blow the whistle in her ear.
Right in her ear.
Wow.
Whistle in her goddamn ear. You are doing it back. You go right in her fucking ear.
Now,
What is wrong with them? That's too much, bro. Like, yeah, that's nasty. Let's play the nasty song. That's wow.
Yeah.
You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, yeah. You know your name. You.
Wow. Super horrible. Terrible father. I agree. Like, he's setting a horrible example.
One woman that's surrounded by all these protesters. Now, remember, this guy's version, not his version, the version that apparently his lawyer told Brian Shapiro that Brian Shapiro dutifully repeated was, this man was just standing in the back. He's no interest. In fact, he was troubled by the whistles. It was hard to concentrate by the whistles blowing. Remember when he said that? Here, let's listen again to what his claim was.
So you and your wife and your daughter.
Fair characterization. I mean, you said it, and I that's what I believe, and I just wanted her to leave. That's all I wanted. I just wanted her to leave so that this whole thing would stop.
Oh, wait, where's the whistle thing? Didn't he say that?
Of your story of what took place.
Definitely not violent people. In fact, we tend to shy away from it. In fact, Jolly Ginger, who was a known protester out there.
Brian. Oh, yep.
He was on the front lines with me, and he made fun of me the last time he was up here because he said, Chris, until you're up there in front yelling at the cops with the intent to possibly get arrested, you're not really a protester. So he was joking with me because he knows I'm always the guy in the back. I tend to stay away from anything. In fact, that day, you'll see I was not even up in the front at all during this whole event. I just stayed back and kind of watched what was going on and tried to hear, which was really hard to hear stuff because of the whistles and all the noise. But
oh, really? The whistle's like the one you told your daughter to go get in the car and blow it right in this lady's fucking ear? Wow. Those things? It was making it tough for you to hear when you told your daughter to go assault this woman with that whistle? Robert Whaley, I saw what you put. Yeah, we've talked about this in the past. How damaging these shrill whistles blown right in your ear are. And they're designed to be painful to elicit a response. It's intentional.
Yo, I would have lost my mind. Like, why would you think that's okay? That's so messed up, bro. Like, I don't care what political opinions we have, if we disagree. I do not think it's okay for you to be wilding out like that. You blowing stuff in people's ears, pushing them. Like, that's crazy.
That's what's going on. It's a form of assault. So this guy was like, oh, it was hard to concentrate. I was just in the back, and these whistles, it was just so loud. That seems to be a different characterization than what we actually see.
Where's the whistle? It's in the car. It's the whistle right in her ear. Whistle in her goddamn ear. People are doing it back here. Go right in her fucking ear. Oh, I know it's hard. I'm just freezing. No, I'm watching my wife. My wife's your wife. I've told her back. Please don't fucking deck her. She wants
He's holding his wife back, some other guy, because she's trying to get into a violent confrontation. Now, remember, his whole argument was this is all justified because I just want her to leave. Okay, so just to be clear, if it's a Trump rally or if it's any place where conservatives are gathered and left-wingers show up, okay to assault them. And our excuse could be, we just want them to leave. That's all. We just want them to leave. Of course not. They'd say free speech. You can't do that. That's assault. Let's keep going.
This is nasty. And they singing and dancing as they doing this to Nas Barkley. Wow, that's crazy. Is it Nas? No, that's CeeLo Green.
That's right. That's my daughter's back.
This is going to be the most fun.
That is crazy. Thank you for the support, FB. You said bring just glazing them. Absolutely. Brian just glazing them. Absolutely not. No interrogation. Yeah, he says he's independent while sweeping for leftist protesters. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. 100%. That's foul. And he's not giving them no actual pushback, no questioning, none of that. Yeah, that's foul. I agree. 100%. Thank you again for the support. He should have gave him more pushback. Like, yo, did you tell them to go blow the damn whistles in her ear? Somebody you couldn't hear because of the whistles. Why are you telling people to blow them in the first place? Why are you telling them to do this? Yeah, this is disgusting. 100%. Thank you again for the support. Yeah, this dude is foul. And Brian sitting here acting as if nothing was done wrong. That's crazy.
Fucking video to watch ever, bro.
Yeah, these people are nuts. This is wow.
Well, because the girl's trying to do shit to her.
Your daughter's about to throw hands. Now, does this sound like a father that had to shove a woman in the back to protect his daughter? Because he...
Not at all. Nope. That's not what this sounds
wants
like.
To keep his daughter out of harm's way? He literally told his daughter to go get a whistle and confront this lady and assault her by blowing it in her ear. Now he's being told, your daughter's trying to throw hands. I know. Where's the protective father protecting his daughter here?
I told my daughter to go blow it.
Wow, bro. that's crazy. These people are nutcases. I'm telling you, yo, let me be out there doing a street interview or going to a protest or something, and this happened. Like, I might lose my mind. Okay, we can't show that. Not trying to show that. YouTube don't be playing with me when it comes to that.
Now, see right here?
But yeah, that's disgusting, bro. Like, why? Just because someone has a different opinion than you?
Watch closely. We're going to slow it down. You can see the daughter pushing her. Watch. See, she's got her hands up. This is the woman right here walking away. They get the bullhorn right in her face there, or whatever that is. And see the daughter
crazy
leaning up against her with her face right there, shoving her.
All in her personal space. That's insane.
Dad's proud. Dad's right there, proud. Now watch. Of course, hitting her with the dildo.
Yeah, this is insane. This is insane. Let's get us up past that part. I don't want to show any violence.
Now, here comes the dog.
Oh my gosh. Then they pushed it down. Yeah, that's foul. No, I'm not trying to show it, brother.
There is the dad.
I'll link the source for anyone watching the playback. I'll link the source so you can watch it unskipped.
Conflict over. Bam.
Come on. Yeah, they foul.
Leave the video, or you could push your credulity to the limits.
So you and your wife and your daughter, can you say it's categorically false if anybody says that you guys are violent people?
We are absolutely not violent people. In fact, we tend to shy away from it. In fact, Jolly Ginger, who's a known protester out there, he was on the front lines with me, and he made fun of me the last time he was up here because he said, Chris, until you're up there in front yelling at the cops with the intent to possibly get arrested, you're not really a protester. So he was joking with me because he knows I'm always the guy in the back. I tend to stay away from anything. In fact, that day, you'll see, I was not even up in the front at all during this whole event. I just stayed back and kind of watched what was going on and tried to hear, which was really hard to hear stuff because of the whistles and all the noise. But that's,
of course,
I
want to make sure I categorize everything correctly. So based on what your attorney said, based on the videos that I've seen, you are a father who's never been arrested for a crime in his life. You guys are making the claim that Savanah made physical contact first with your daughter. That's when your wife got involved. And then there was a little bit of a, for lack of a better term, mini scuffle there. And then at that moment, when you pushed her in the back, you did that out of fear because you were protecting your family. And you are saying that your daughter and your wife were assaulted. Is that?
So now.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Out of fear for a family. Get out of here with that. Straight line. Said Brian is nasty for defending this too, justifying these actions. Who leads to, yes. Or what led to Charlie Kirk? Yes, I agree. That's foul.
If you saw the clip, which I just showed, they had successfully chased Savanah away. And yet he feared that somehow this single woman was going to plow through a crowd of 30 and 40 people to get to his wife and daughter. So he had to shove her in the back onto the ground. And this guy's not even articulate enough to make the argument. Brian Shapiro has to do it for him. And I'm sure that's because a lawyer crafted this statement to try to defend this. That's right. Then he contradicts it and says, I just wanted her to leave. No assault charges, 2 misdemeanors, I believe, against the daughter and the husband. Here's what's been said. Charges have not been filed against all the suspected individuals assaulting Savanah Hernandez. Paige Etrushka, Chris Ortrushka, and Paige's boyfriend have been charged with just misdemeanors. Hernandez is suffering from a concussion, 2 sprains, and multiple bruises as a result. Hernandez was assaulted by at least 6 people during the protest. Diana Ortrushka has not been charged, even though the video appears to show her making physical contact with Hernandez and refusing to leave her alone. Additional, the 2 women seen assaulting Hernandez with sex toys have not been charged. Hennepin County Sheriff's Office tells me this is still an active investigation. Spokesperson said, our investigators are among the best in the state and are committed to a comprehensive victim-centered approach. They work closely with the victim, review all available evidence, including videos, and interview witnesses to ensure every detail is examined. Hernandez told me outside the initial report taken by the officer who ended up having to escort her to safety, no investigators from the sheriff's department reached out to her, and she had to follow up with them herself. She adds that no one has asked about her medical records or injuries. Savanah says, just to clarify, Paige, the daughter and the most violent of the three, and her father, Chris, are facing misdemeanor assault charges. But somehow Diana, the mother, is not being recommended for charges, despite being on camera attacking me alongside her daughter. Luckily, the FBI and DHS have opened federal investigations into this, since it seems that the state isn't looking to actually hold these people accountable.
This is foul.
And that's what it'll take. The truth is, places like Minneapolis, Minnesota, etc., these left-wing places, they have instructed, both literally and sort of without saying it literally, these left-wing people feel they are morally justified to use violence. And their jury of their peers will say that that's okay.
Nuts.
Every step of our justice system is a failure. The police will always, in these areas, take the side of the people that are being violent against conservatives. The attorneys, the prosecutors will always take their side. The judges will take their side. The juries will take their side. And so the only chance of getting justice is to ring these people through the fucking ringer with the FBI and throw as many federal charges as you can at them. And they may get sympathetic juries that lead them off, but leave the process destroy their lives as best as possible. It is the only possibility that we have through a legitimate legal means at this point to end this shit. They could literally attack with impunity in these left-wing areas. That's the truth. The police are on the Gestapo's side, the brown shirt side. That's the truth. Remember the video I showed there months ago? But there was this woman who was attacked. She follows the woman that attacked her. She gets a cop's attention. The cop just lets her go. The clip was that this woman's attacked. She follows the chick with the camera. They find their way to a police officer. And the police officer goes to detain her, and they're screaming, she's underage! Don't you touch her! Don't you! And the cop just lets him walk away.
Yes, Jansport backpack.
Do not touch me.
That one.
Do not touch me.
Her.
Do not touch me. I'm not. I am not.
I just said that you are.
That's crazy.
I'm underage. No, do not touch her. Do not touch her. Do not touch me. I am underage.
Spoiler alert, they don't get her. They just...
Is this cop on drugs? Like, what? How do you just let her walk off? Yeah, that's nasty. That's super nasty, bro.
let her walk away. That's the way it goes in these areas. It's what happened to, was it Nick Sorter? Got the shit beat out of him in Portland. Police arrested him. Of course, the case was later dropped. Now he's suing the police department. People that beat him get away with impunity. That's the way it works everywhere. And make no mistake about it, they won in Minneapolis. They won in Minnesota. They chased ICE out of there. They got to use violence indiscriminately. Almost no one was charged. They literally were going to people with out-of-state plates and demanding to see their papers. They blocked city streets. They ran the show, just like they do in Seattle, just like they do in Portland. They're in charge. Local police, happy to stand by and let it occur. Remember the footage of the guy who was at the hotel? They're breaking in, and there's like one officer that's bleeding. He's holding back this mob of these lefties that are attacking. And he says, where are the police? Where are the local police? And then you can see a cop car coming, and it turns around. So when you see these anti-ICE protests and stuff, and journalists are there trying to cover it, and the journalists get the shit beat out of them, make no mistake, they are doing so with the tacit approval of the local police. So when we see people like Savanah Hernandez from Turning Point get slammed to the ground by an adult, and the local police maybe a misdemeanor, maybe nothing. The left will lose their mind if Kash Patel and the Fed say, we're going to press charges. Oh, this is abusive. How dare they? But there literally is no hope for justice with the local police. None. The constituents of the police are the violent lefties. It's that simple. They don't represent you. They don't care about you. Their constituents hate you. And so it's not that they hate you. I don't think the cops probably find it a bit ridiculous, to be honest. They probably don't like these lefties. They know these lefties hate the police too. That's the life. Well, they're in charge. We just sit back and collect our paycheck. Your options are get the shit beat out of you by these lefties. Yeah. And if you fight back, they'll arrest you. That's it. That's your options. Of course, it's not just the police. The police stood down while hotels that ICE officers were supposedly in were attacked. But it's the police, it's the prosecutors, it's the district attorneys, it's the judges, it's the juries, it's every level. But leave it to Brian Shapiro. You know, the guy that he can't. How could you ethically support someone January 6th? How could you ethically support someone January 6th? How could you do it? Here's his buddies.
Yeah, I don't want to show the video of her being attacked again.
What people?
We are absolutely not violent people. In fact, we tend to shy away from it. In fact, Jolly Ginger, who's a known protester out there, he was on the front lines with me, and he made fun of me the last time he was up here because he said, Chris, until you're up there in front yelling at the cops with the intent to possibly get arrested, you're not really a protester. So he was joking with me because he knows I'm always the guy in the back. I tend to stay away from anything. In fact, that day, you'll see, I was not even up in the front at all during this whole event. I just stayed.
Yeah, he was telling your daughters what to do and telling your family to go attack her.
Back and kind of watched what was going on and tried to hear, which was really hard to hear stuff because of the whistles and all the noise.
Right.
But
of course, I want to make sure I categorize everything correctly. So,
and again, I've never seen something this blatant, right? Supposed nonpartisan host, nonpartisan. He's literally, because the buffoon that assaulted a woman, who instructed his daughter to go insult a woman that's on his show here, is incapable of making a compelling case. Why would this Chris guy make a compelling case? Here's his real argument. I'm a lefty. I'm good. This woman's a right winger. She's evil. Get the fuck out of our space. That's his real argument. That might not fly for a phony baloney legal defense, though. So they have to have a veneer of, oh, no, there was a legal reason for it. But this douchebag's too fucking stupid to make the argument for himself that his attorney told him to make. In rushes white knight Brian Shapiro. And one of the most blatant examples ever I've seen of a host just literally fucking making the case for his dumb fuck guest because his guest is too fucking stupid to make the case himself. So watch this. Nonpartisan. Damn. This is nonpartisan. Don't call him a liberal. He hates political violence. He said it many times. Let's hear what he says here.
Everything correctly.
This is Brian Shapiro, Ben Shapiro's brother. I don't know. That would be crazy. It make a lot of sense too, though, as well. I'm not really a Ben Shapiro fan either.
So based on what your attorney said, based on the videos that I've seen, you are a father who's never been arrested for a crime in his life. You guys are making the claim that Savanah made physical contact first with your daughter. That's when your wife got involved. And then there was a little bit of a...
We saw the footage. Nah, that's not what happened.
For lack of a better term, mini scuffle there. And then at that moment, when you pushed her in the back, you did that out of fear because you were protecting your family, and you are saying that your daughter and your wife were assaulted. Is that a fair characterization of your story of what took place?
I believe that's a fair characterization. I mean, you said it. I that's what I believe. And
wow,
that's what I believe. Here, now I know it's a little difficult. Maybe you didn't get.
I mean, he spoon fed him that excuse. That's nasty work right there. Did I play the nasty song yet? If I did, let's double tap. If I didn't, we definitely got
Yeah.
You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty. You nasty fam, you nasty fam, yeah, you know your name.
Super nasty work.
The full picture here. Let me help you out. You ready?
Event. I just stayed back and kind of watched what was going on and tried to hear, which was really hard to hear stuff because of the whistles and
Now
all
see
the
if
noise,
this helps
but
you.
that's
You
what
ready?
I was in the back.
I want to make sure I categorize everything correctly. So based on what your attorney said, based on the videos that I've seen, you are a father who's never been arrested for a crime in his life. You guys are making the claim that
Yeah, him being arrested before in his life has nothing. And I mean, not a damn thing to do with anything. Like, that's crazy.
Savannah
Also,
made
this picture's nuts.
physical contact first with your daughter. That's when your wife got involved. And then there was a little bit of a, for lack of a better term, mini scuffle there. And then at that moment, when you pushed her in the back, you did that out of fear because you were protecting your family. And you are saying that your daughter and your wife were assaulted. Is that a fair characterization of your story of what took place?
There. Does that help? Maybe that helped a little.
Yeah, that's crazy. Nasty work. Yeah, I don't like how Brian or the father in the family are trying to position this and misrepresent what happened. It's super nasty work. But tell me what you guys think down in the comment section. Hit the like button as well and the hype button and watch more videos. Also, check me out on live stream.